I really enjoy drawing humanizations of fun, silly creatures, and I thought of doing some human versions of Animal Crossing characters. But let's be honest, that has been done many times already. So I wanted something a bit more unique, like Satanic Animal Crossing. That's right, I'm gonna be doing humanizations of the characters from Cult of the Lamb, specifically the main character and antagonists from the game. I'm starting with the titular character, the Lamb, because I know most people are at least familiar with them. You've definitely seen this guy before, at least in memes. But to the people who haven't played Cult of the Lamb, let me do a brief summary. Cult of the Lamb is an indie game developed by Massive Monster. It fuses the genres of roguelite and decorating simulation into a very cutesy, whimsical game, in which you play as an adorable little lamb. This lamb is destined by a prophecy to free the god of death, so your antagonists, the evil bishops from the old faith, order to execute them to prevent it. But after dying, the one who waits, the aforementioned god of death, gets in contact with you to make a deal. He'll resurrect you in exchange for you to start a cult in his name, and go on crusades to indoctrinate more followers and murder the bishops who betrayed him. Okay, I know that sounds kinda dark, but... look how cute the lamb is! They're just a silly guy! And you can build a cute little farm and decorate your base with flowers. There's a fishing minigame, everyone loves those! Yay! Back to the design. The lamb was the easiest character to design. They had to be very innocent and cute looking. I make their hair very fluffy and curly to mimic their wool. I added a lot of bells to their design to note even more to the fact that they are, a lamb. But it also gives them more golden accents, which matches very well with the religious cult leader aesthetic. And now that our main character is finished, let's design the main antagonists, the bishops of the old faith. Starting with the youngest, Leshy. All the bishops are wearing pretty similar outfits in the game, so I decided to get a bit more creative and give them all a more distinct look, based on their personalities and what they represent. If you have played the game, you'll also notice how I make their outfits reference the biome they are the rulers of. Leshy is the ruler of Darkwood, a forest biome in which you can gather flowers and berries. Knowing that, and the fact that Leshy is a worm covered in moss, I went with a very natural green look for him. He is covered in flowers and leaves, with moss growing from his outfit and also from his hair. He used to take a shower, but as a worm, he loves the dirt, so it's fine, he's fine. Leshy represents the concept of see no evil, and he is the only bishop that doesn't seem to reference any of the horsemen of the apocalypse. He's just there, doing his best, and we love him for that. The next bishop is Heket, the ruler of Anura, and my personal favorite bishop because toads are cool. I like the evil toad lady. Now, it's a good time to mention that the 4 bishops and the one who waits are siblings. They probably need some therapists to unpack all this family drama. But anyways, looking at my designs, you're probably thinking, wait, you said they were siblings, and none of these characters look related. Well, yeah, but a worm and a toad also don't look related. I just had very different visions for all the characters, so this is how I'm justifying it. Her biome is a mushroom forest, so all of her outfit is covered with different types of mushrooms. So very cottagecore of her. Heket is described as the most aggressive and vicious out of all her siblings, so I knew I wanted to make her huge and extremely buff. She doesn't need any weapons or abilities to fight you other than stepping on your face. She represents the horsemen of famine, so I kinda picture her stealing everyone's food because she needs to bulk up. Yeah, I headcount Heket as a gym bro. I think it's also worth noting that Heket represents the concept of speak no evil, which is ironic considering the amount of shit she talks about you. The third bishop is Kallamar, who is, you've guessed it, a squid. Kallamar is the most cowardly out of all his siblings, not wanting to face the lamp and begging for his life, blaming his siblings and asking you to kill them instead. Yeah, I don't like Kallamar very much. Definitely my least favorite Splatoon idol. But still, I try to do my best for his human design. He is the ruler of Anchor Deep, a biome where you can find colorful crystals. So of course I had to give him fancy crystals and jewels all over his design. He represents both the concepts of Hear No Evil and the Horsemen of Pestilence. And even if he's the biggest traitor and crybaby of them all, this man can fight! Like, he's definitely the bishops that gave me the most trouble out of all of them. His ass does not need that many weapons. But I'm kinda glad he has them because they are cool to draw. So you've probably noticed by this point that all the bishops have bandages covering injuries. And that's because when they fought against the one who waits to vanquish him, he wounded all of them. Leshy lost his eyes, Heket her throat, Kallamar his ears, and Shamura a bit of their brain. Yup, Shamura represents Think No Evil. No thoughts head empty. Before that they were, like, the smartest of them all. So I wanted to reflect that in their attire, giving it a more scholarly look and giving them glasses to represent their second pair of eyes. I covered their design in spiderwebs because that's the main trait of their biome, and because spiderwebs look so cool. Yeah, I did this design pretty fast. The concept of goth nerd evil non-binary purple spider really inspired me. And okay. Shamura isn't the greatest person. Like, I know they are a murderous religious leader that represents war and could kill anyone that's in their way. But I think we can all agree that this other spider guy is way worse. I don't know, man, he just gives me the creeps. And last but definitely not least, we have the one who waits. Also known as Narinder. I know Narinder is like the Phantom's baby girl. Everyone loves Evil Catboy. That's why I did my best to make him look as creepy as possible. I mean, he is the personification of death. He should look very spooky. I love spooky things. I love Narinder. I went with a sort of zombie look because look at how his arms look. Like decomposing black flesh. My interpretation is that after dying, he has been rotting in the afterlife, and I wanted to go with that idea. Even if the title says that this is Cult of the Lamb as humans, my version of Narinder is not human. At least not anymore. As you can see from the speed paint, I redrew his face multiple times to make him as attractive as possible. The main challenge was making him look cohesive with all the other designs, but as off-putting and scary as possible. And I don't know if I've managed to do that. I think it looks pretty cool, but maybe a bit out of place, which can be a good thing for the creepy factor. But you can let me know what you think. Here are all the designs for this video. Which one is your favorite? The main takeaway from this video is that you should definitely play Cult of the Lamb. But if you are this far into the video, I'm assuming you already had, or you could probably have gotten concerned and click away by this point. But trust me, it's a very fun game. Please guys, it has a fizzing minigame. Yeah, so anyways, special thanks to my patrons. Blanca Lee Jones, Sprocket Rocket, D, RCT, Austin Graff, Jinx Studios, and Soapy Soapster. And that's all for today's video. See you in the next one. Bye bye! It's also worth noting that you can have seals as cult members in the game. But first you gotta unlock the mating tent and wait for your followers to lay a seal egg. However, this is not realistically possible because seals do not hatch from eggs. Subscribe for more seal facts.